It's December 9th, 2016. In the Netherlands, the last ever City Nightline train has just left Amsterdam, bound for Germany and Switzerland. It's the end of an era. For decades, sleeper trains had carried people from the Netherlands to destinations all over Europe. But the concept had been in decline for a while, and when the German railways pulled the plug on City Nightline in favor of their high-speed trains, it seemed as though the Netherlands might never see a sleeper train again. However, almost immediately after this happened, night trains began to grow in popularity again. The Austrian railways launched their Nightjet brand, and it wasn't long before flight shame became a thing in Europe. As some Europeans began to ditch the airplane for short distances, they began looking for greener alternatives. Nightjet stepped up and began offering more international sleeper train routes. In 2019, the Netherlands expressed interest in having a Nightjet service come to Amsterdam. The Dutch government agreed to subsidize the service, and in May of 2021, the first Nightjet train arrived in the Netherlands. Today, passengers in Amsterdam can get on a train, fall asleep, and wake up in Vienna, Innsbruck, or Zurich. The return of the sleeper train inspired other parties to run their own trains. In October of 2021, a company named Green City Trip began operating overnight trains from the Netherlands to a variety of destinations. These trips, however, can only be booked as an all-inclusive package. You buy a round trip to a destination as well as hotel accommodation for your time there. The destinations that Green City Trip serves are seasonal. However, entrepreneurs Chris Engelsman and Elmer van Buren had a slightly different vision. They wanted to run a sleeper train from Belgium and the Netherlands to Germany and the Czech Republic, and so the idea for European Sleeper was born. European Sleeper began share funding and looking for investors in May of 2021. They raised €500,000 in just the first 15 minutes of share funding. They need this money to secure the immense capital needed to acquire rolling stock and pay infrastructure fees. You see, in Europe, each country makes railway operators pay a certain fee to access their railroad tracks. For financial security, European Sleeper partnered with RegioJet, a railway company from the Czech Republic. I was hoping that maybe we would see the light orange RegioJet cars in the Netherlands, but it seems like European Sleeper is using different cars. There have been a few bumps on the road for European Sleeper. Their initial target date to begin running was April 2022. This has been repeatedly postponed. Furthermore, the plan was to run from Brussels to Prague via Amsterdam, Berlin, and Dresden. However, for now, there is no capacity to run to Prague, so trains will terminate at Berlin. And of course, while Nightjet gets millions of euros from the government to operate, European Sleeper has to pay for all the fees themselves. Nevertheless, the moment we've all been waiting for has finally arrived. As of today, May 25th, 2023, European Sleeper is officially running between Brussels and Berlin. Trains leave Brussels at 7:22 p.m. and stop at Antwerpen, Roosendaal, Rotterdam Centraal, and Den Haag Holland Spoor in The Hague. They then pass through the most beautiful city in the Netherlands without stopping, and Amsterdam is reached at 10:30 p.m. It continues to pick up passengers in Amersfoort, Deventer, and Bad Bentheim in Germany. Berlin is reached a little bit before 7 in the morning. Trains leave to Berlin on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and head back to the Netherlands and Belgium on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. European Sleeper is operating as an open access operator. Long story short, in the EU, countries are required to allow any company to operate trains on their tracks if capacity allows. This is the same rule that has Arriva running night trains to Schiphol Airport on the weekends, and just this past week, Flixtrain applied to run open access trains from the Netherlands to Germany. I'm hoping to make a video explaining this in more detail in the near future. In the farther future, European Sleeper hopes to expand to Scandinavia or Southern Europe. Finally, let's take a look at the prices. For this, we'll go to the European Sleeper website, which honestly is very easy to use. If we book for next week, let's do Brussels to Berlin, it looks like both seats and couchettes are 129 euros. Okay, now let's change our date to late August. We'll still do Brussels to Berlin, and now it's only 59 euros for a seat and 89 for a couchette. I'm curious if the price changes if you book from Amsterdam to Berlin instead. Oh, look at that. Both classes are about 10 euros cheaper. It looks like the sleepers are in high demand. I haven't been able to find any of those available. Now, European Sleeper began operating today, but this past week there were some test runs in the Netherlands already. Test runs that some friends were able to catch for me. A huge thanks to my friends Nonstop Eurotrip, Jeroen Vogel, and Sander Binnenkamp for providing footage for this video. Would you ride this train? Do you think competition in the night train network is a good idea? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, please subscribe to Trains Are Awesome, and we'll see you next time.